I'm here with Jaime Frishman. This is Thor, the moderator. And Jaime, we are at the Lavender Commencement celebration here at the University of Central Florida. And I met your parents. And that was kind of a wonderful experience. They're the very first people that I met here today. Tell me a little bit about your parents.
Well, the one thing that shocks everyone is they actually met in, I believe it was second grade. So their second grade class photos in our dining room. It's very cute. But they've been best friends for a very long time. I grew up with a mother and father, but they divorced when I was younger. And then a few years later, my mom came out to me. But when she told me it was with Beth, I was like, oh, okay. It's all right then. It's okay. You know, it's someone that I know, and I know that she's gonna love my mom, take care of my mom. Everything's fine. So.
Well, at today's event, there was a lot of, there were many speeches, and it's been a wonderful event. And one of the things that they've talked about really speaks to the mission of Pride Counts, and that is that LGBTQ people live with pride and authenticity. And for you in your life, what does this mean?
For me, it means something that I had to come to terms with a lot on my own. I know when I first got involved with the LGBTQ things on campus here, I went to an equal meeting, which is kind of a club that they have on campus, and the P-Flag came, and the parents were talking about their own coming out processes, and some of the students I felt were feeling a little frustrated because they didn't understand where these parents were coming from, that they couldn't accept their kids. So I kind of raised my hand and I spoke up a little, and I said, you know, I get it. It's not something that you want to hear, that it's a hard process, you want them to just open arms, but I said for myself, you know, I had my own coming out process when I was younger. I wasn't telling my friends that I had two moms. You know, no one wants to be labeled as like the lesbian house, and God forbid, you have that happen. So gradually over years, you know, I realized I saw the world around me, saw the people that I was starting to surround myself with, people who weren't going to have issues with that because it's not an issue. And so I had to become more comfortable with it with myself. And so later on, you know, when someone asked me, oh, your parents are still together? Oh, that's so weird. I'm like, oh, well, I have two moms. And then you always kind of get the look. But I've never really had an issue with it. So I think the authenticity is just, at least for me, is just being always 100% very real and upfront about who I am and who my family is, and not being ashamed of that and being proud and open about that.
Well, clearly Pride works two ways, because I was talking to your moms before you even entered the room, and they are clearly very proud of you and of the work that you do. And one of the things that they talked about was that you are a fierce advocate, and that you have really assumed an advocacy role, not only here at UCF, but also at the other schools you've attended. And could you tell me a little bit about that?
Of course. Well, it all kind of started, the starting of everything was we lived right outside of Columbus, Ohio, when Proposition 8 had passed in California, and I did a little research because I knew there were protests going on everywhere, and I was like, all right, I kind of want to get in on this. So I found that there was going to be one on the steps of Columbus, Ohio City Hall, and I contacted the organizer and was like, I know you guys are kind of scrambling to put things together. If you need any extra speakers, you know, me and my moms are coming if you need anything. And so he was like, yeah, of course, come on down. So 16-year-old me in freezing cold rain with, I think they had a megaphone up to my mouth because we weren't able to get like a whole mic system set up, but shaking. But I spoke to, I think it was 500 people that day, and that was, besides doing some local theater with high school, the largest group I'd ever spoken to. And I was like, after the feeling of just having people cry as you speak and having people clap and be proud of you, people who don't even know you being proud of you, I was like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So I really enjoyed that. So that was the first. Then I founded and was the president of my high school's first ever GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, and passed that off, and I just finished up my freshman year at UCF, and I am on the Outreach Advocacy Board.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm going to just close the interview with one thing, and you know, the site that we have is called Pride Counts, and I'd like you to finish the sentence for me. Pride counts because
you have to be authentic.
Absolutely. And Pride counts because you count. Thank you very much for participating in the interview.